Welcome to the 3034 bus tour, where breathtaking locations are waiting to be discovered. We are your tour guides, Radha and Gautami, on this journey of understanding the literacy continuum processes. We'll be presenting to you our specially designed tour of the locations of the learning progressive elements worthy to be explored. Without further ado, let's get going through this magnificent artery of the literacy continuum process. The literacy continuum processes consist of both encoding and decoding. Encoding, also known as composing, refers to the aspect of expression in creating various texts such as visual, spoken, written, or a combination of these for a range of purposes and communicating these to others. Encoding includes the elements of writing, speaking, and creating or interacting. Decoding, also known as comprehending, refers to receptive language and the ability to interpret and respond to the various texts using a range of strategies such as analyzing, thinking critically, and forming opinions. Decoding includes the elements of reading, listening, and viewing. We have now reached our first magnificent landmark, the learning progression element of speaking. Speaking or oral language involves an interactive process of communicating one's ideas, thoughts, or feelings verbally. Children first use speaking as a symbol to convey meaning. Oral language involves the following components: phonics, which is sound patterns, syntax or creating sentence structures, semantics or the meaning of words, and pragmatics or the use of oral language in different settings. Speaking is the integral foundation on which other literacy skills such as reading and writing are developed. In order to participate and contribute to their society, children need to be effective communicators. Michael Halliday was an extensive researcher in this field and described language as a semantic system or resource for constructing meaning across different settings through his proposal of the systemic functional linguistics model, which is useful for understanding the various purposes of children's speech. Jennifer Worrell extended Halliday's concept to include educators' roles in developing children's oral language, such as by engaging them in conversation and modeling the specific vocabulary pertaining to a routine or setting. Both their research seems to encompass aspects of Vygotsky's social cultural theory, where children learn the ways of being, which includes oral language development, through interactions with more knowledgeable people in cultural context. And this brings us to our second landmark, the element of viewing. Look at that breathtaking view, pun intended. Viewing, also known as visual literacy, includes making meaning through accessing, analyzing, and creating visual text such as graphs, posters, and moving or still images, which also relates to other learning areas. Here's an example for your viewing pleasure. Oops, did it again. Philip Yenewan introduced a visual thinking strategies pedagogical framework to aid in meaning-making from images, using a set of questions to probe the decoder's thinking through the use of dialogic interactions. The VTS promotes a collaborative, inclusive communities of practice approach in education. However, in recent times, the term multimodality has gained recognition, which refers to multiple means of meaning-making through a combination of texts. Gunther Kress in his research looks beyond language and contends that communication and meaning-making is more effective through multimodal means. He, along with other New London Group members, advocated for the integration of visual and linguistic literacy. Carey Jewitt brought forward this idea in her research and asserts that multimodality has become a necessity with the introduction of digital technologies, and which has enabled people to merge means of meaning-making more easily than before. Thus, as much as it is important to be able to understand memes and GIFs, children in this age of multimedia-saturated society need to acquire higher-level skills to navigate the challenging task of information processing, and this idea is interconnected with the theory of critical literacy, and this is what we have included in our Padlet. Multimodality is also helpful for EL learners to understand and communicate complex ideas, therefore ensuring they have a more equitable access to communication. We've sadly reached the end of our bus tour, but we hope you have had an immense fun touring these places that we have carefully picked especially for this 3034 bus tour. Till next time, bye!